You know, facts are facts. Um, and there may be some people watching this who may or may not know me and, think in a perspective of, oh, Talar just probably just trying to put Birthright Armenia down because of what they did to her. But no, no, no. Let's go back again. I was invited multiple times to have dinner with a group of volunteers and some staff members in a European organization in Gyumri. And this was back in 2019. And they would say, tell her to stop praising Birthright Armenia, because I was always defending Birthright Armenia, even though they did everything they did to me from the get-go. Because Birthright Armenia and their staff, they frequently, deliberately make these errors and mistakes. And then they try to pull you back in another way. Okay? And they play it off like, we made a mistake. But then you notice a pattern of them recreating the same mistakes. And I recall at that time, all these people that were not affiliated with Birthright Armenia, a lot of organizations and businesses actually pulled out during my time from bringing in volunteers, because they just kept saying, we don't like how they are with us. Not just the volunteers, but just how Sona and Bej and Sevan operate. They were like, there's a lot of underhanded stuff and we just don't want to deal. They're just not a good organization. And I was always the optimist in a sense of looking at people and looking at Birthright, because I really always loved the concept of Birthright Armenia. Bringing in diasporans, bringing in non-Armenians. I liked the concept of how they wrote things out and but it's nothing like that at all. And so I was holding on to this image like a lot of these volunteers are doing. And the painful truth is they themselves are so blinded. When I say they themselves, from the volunteers to the staff to Sevan, they're so blinded by this image that they will frequently, through patterns, make these frequent mistakes and think this image is going to save them from their mistakes. But once you tarnish your name and your brand, so some of them were actually Gümretsis that were telling me this, but they were affiliated with the European organization, and they were telling me, like, during our dinner gathering, like, don't associate with them, otherwise you're gonna regret it. And I was looking at them like I didn't, and so I understand where you're all coming from if you've been blindsided. I really do, but I've been living here long enough to see all the ins and outs and how they treat other people. In 2020, I met a volunteer who came from Lebanon, and he wasn't even Armenian. He could have been maybe 2% Armenian, but he wasn't even really Armenian. And when I met him, he offered to and it's not so much of what someone offers me, but he offered to get me a drink and pay for some. He wanted so badly for me to hang out. So I went to the alumni gathering, speaking of all the alumni in Gyumri, which I was there, Zara was there, Aline was there, Sarah Stites was there, Narine Poladian was there. We were all sitting on a table. Of course, Sona didn't make it, and that was because she fucked up and they removed my name. Okay? But I was there. And Khachik was there, and he was taking photos from my phone, because I told him you have to take photos so that people know I'm here. And it was all published on my old Facebook, which got shut down. The more you know. Through my Instagram, my old Instagram, because I had all those pictures of all the old past and all Birthright and all the volunteers and all the staff and everything on my old Instagram. It was shut down through Instagram, not Facebook. And when Zara saw me, when she came, she was freaking the fuck out. She was like, why didn't you come to my grand opening? And I'm like, nobody told me. They didn't even fucking invite me to the alumni gathering. She's like, yeah, your name wasn't listed there. I'm like, Zara, she was about to cry. I'm like, Zara, if they didn't tell any of you, I'm like, who informed you all about this event today? And she's like, they put us all, Sona put us all in a little Facebook or in WhatsApp, whatever group, and informed us all. And I'm like, 2 weeks ago, I spoke to Sona on Facebook or WhatsApp. At that time, 2020, it was December or November, maybe it was September even. She was going to bring me a volunteer because I was signed up, and Sevan even drew with his signature a contract that I am bringing volunteers into my organization called Talar Cultural Center in Gyumri from Birthright Armenia volunteers. And they brought me one volunteer from England. There's even proof of that. And I had spoken to Sona, and I said, Sona, when are you guys bringing more volunteers from our organization? And she's like, well, there's coronavirus now, so that's been put on hold. But when we do bring in another volunteer, I'm going to let you know immediately. Okay. Ուրեմն գսպասեմ, ժամանակը կանցնի գսպասեմ, թումի էսեր, Ashab Jamanage Iver, there's an alumni gathering going on. But Sona doesn't even inform me, and I'm waiting. So Sona deliberately, intentionally, did not, even though after she told me, I'm waiting for volunteers to come so I can send you volunteers. She is deliberately making a private chat with the other alumni, which, remember, I encouraged, I empowered, I helped. Yet none of them thought to themselves, maybe I should ask Sona what the fuck is going on. Why isn't Talat coming? We've known her for so long. She's the one who always says she's going to live and die in Gyumri. So I found out through an email that I'm getting from a girl named Ani, who was in communications or social. I don't even think she's working in the Yerevan office anymore, because who wants to work with Sevan Kabakian? And so I got an email. Lan Amposh alumni anuner Gyumri anuner hone im anunesh chiga. Translation to English. All the people, all the alumni in the Gyumri, there's 4 names listed, all females. All their names are there except fucking mine. So what do? I reply, Sona, to Ani, I don't know who else was there, Sevan Kabakian. I'm literally asking them what the fuck this is. Not in that manner, not swearing, but I'm saying, what is this? Am I not an alumni? Am I not considered under this? You guys are always blasting policies. There's policies. What is this? Does this not go against your policy? Noren, silence. Sona, silence. Everyone, silence, because they fucked up. Bro, this was not a fuck up. This was pre-planned. As Achiwan Yukenerunai. This was pre-planned. Vishna, I get a respond by Sevan going, oh, we made a mistake. There's been a mistake. How do you make a mistake? You signed it. Signed other things with my name on it. So Sevan in the email goes, guys, make sure Talar shows up to the alumni event. Yallah, here I come. I go storming in there because I have a point to prove. I go in there, they put the table, we sit in there. The alumni girls are freaking out. Oh my God, why wasn't your name in there? Oh my God. Noren Sonan Shiga. Oh, Sona has coronavirus. Sona can't make it. Or Sona's mother. Okay, what does Sona's mother have? Coronavirus have anything to do with Sona? She could still make it. But she's not making it because she's terrified of me. Okay, and what I'm gonna do. Because I put people in their place by being honest. And remember, narcissists do not like to be put in their place. They don't like criticism. They don't like to be shown that they make fucking deliberate mistakes. The volunteers are all staring at me. I'm wearing an off-the-shoulder red sweater, so, you know, my tattoos are showing, you know, like I've got all these tattoos here. So they're looking at me smiling. And some of them are like asking me, oh, what are you doing here in Gimli now? And what are you guys doing? I never brought up anything in the past. I didn't bring up anything negative. It's my time to shine. Why am I going to do that? So they're like, we don't understand because why wasn't your name listed in there? So they already fucked that one up. Birthright Armenia, are you going to blame that on me as well too? You're going to blame that on me as well, that you're volunteers at that time who were prepared to sue. Right now, as Sevan is watching this, he's thinking to himself, we don't bring up the past. We don't talk about the past. Why should bring up the past? It was an honest mistake. We don't bring up the past. Is it a mistake? I haven't seen your face since 2019, Sevan. When Quad pushed you to call me early this year, and it took you about 3 to 4 months to do so, you called me the day after you returned from Gümri to Yerevan. You could have easily, knowing everything that happened, read my emails that I sent to you and Adel Hovnanian and the entire foundation, which they ignored. Of course, you're all narcissists. Money speaks, right? You know, you show the entire world through your posts when you get up and you speak how much you care about the youth of Armenia, how much you care about the diasporans, how much you care about your precious, 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 precious reputation and the well-being of the people. But you deliberately called me the day after you returned to Gümri, or if I'm not mistaken, it could have been even the same evening, but it was when you returned, not when you came to Gümri, which is only once a year or twice a year, max. You could have sat us down, not during the time of volunteers, after, to make it professional. Let's all sit down, me, Khachadur, Sona, and Talar. Let's sit down and let's talk about this. But no, none of that. Perhaps if you were a smart man, you would have done so. Even if you wanted me out, man. Even if you wanted me out of the organization. You could have sat me down, looked me in the face, professionally. Talar, we appreciate everything. But we just don't see you fit. We don't see you fit. And we want to move forward because we care about your well-being and we care about our own well-being, but we got to make the peace. You know, professionalism, when you actually care, you fucking show up. You fucking show up. But the fact that you called me when you returned from Gümri to Yerevan, just to tell me, you know, there's already organizations that are doing what you're doing. We